Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now.
现场的所有朋友，大家好！赛事的活动环节即将在3分钟之后正式开始。找到你专属的座位上，准备好你最热血的加油呐喊声，延续昨日的热血精神，跟着Formosa台新梦想家一起梦，一起超越无限 ，Go Dreamers！
It's about to go down in a minute. Let me touch down. I'ma get it. 'Cause I been waiting all night to make it go from the friend zone to the end zone. Tryna take it to the house, baby, let's go. 'Cause I been waiting all night. It's game time. I'm a hustler, baby. Why you think they pay me? Let me know when you're ready to roll. Do 180 in the gray Mercedes, South Beach where they love me the most. And you know they gon' watch me ballin' like a Michael Jordan and always win like he did in the fourth. When the shots is falling and the phones recording, yeah, you know that we doing the most. We gon' make it rain, 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 like we won a championship.
好了，本场比赛即将开始，先请球员们暂时停止赛前练习，谢谢。
In a minute, let me touch down. I'ma get it. 'Cause I been waiting all night to make it go from the friend zone to the end zone. Tryna take it to the house, baby, let's go. 'Cause I been waiting all night. It's game time. Shop until your fingers sore. I'ma ball a credit card made from NBA floor. Hey, it's game time and I'm in the pros. Nah, me and your ex can't have the same score. Tryna hit the end zone from the friend zone. And maybe bring friends to the end zone. Hey, it's up to you when we in Syracuse. Get you hot and cool you down, I got the damn flu. We gon' make it rain, rain, rain. Like we won a championship game. We gon' need some more champagne to take it all away. It's about to go down in a minute. Let me touch down. I'ma get it. 'Cause I been waiting all night to make it go from the friend zone to the end zone. Tryna take it to the house, baby, let's go. 'Cause I been waiting all night. It's game time. Step back, hit on with the shake. Crossover going hard.
All right， 耶！各位现场的朋友们，让我听到你们的声音在哪里？耶！大家周末下午好，同时新年快乐！延续了昨天我们痛宰对手之后呢，今天要来迎战高雄钢铁人，相信你们都跟我们一样很期待这场比赛的到来。也先欢迎2位吉祥物以及啦啦队界的女神，也是我们应援团的团长壮壮，还有全联盟最香的啦啦队Formosa Sexy， 一同来跟 DJ 阿奇来跟我们先培养一下默契。今天一样，我们的主场你们要扮演最佳第6人的角色。比赛跟你们绝对有相当大的关系，你们的呐喊声给我们球员相当多的鼓励，同时可以一起延续昨天的感动，把今天的比赛给赢下来。老规矩，你们都是铁粉了，我们梦想家，你们喊加油，最大声的2声，让在休息室我们的兄弟们可以听到你们的大声呐喊。Ready， 准备好了 梦想家！再大声一点，梦想家 ！Yeah，welcome to C Town。今天来，待会马上比赛就要来进行了。谢谢壮壮，谢谢我们的吉祥物，谢谢 Formosa Sexy。今天呢，带领各位一同来超越无限，拿下主场的胜利，毋庸置疑的追梦逆袭。不要吝啬你们的掌声加尖叫声来帮我们加油了！福尔摩沙台新梦想家除了感谢各位球迷朋友的热烈支持，也要谢谢一直以来大力支持台湾篮球、支持台新梦想家的合作伙伴。首先，把掌声送给台新银行总经理及台新梦想家的荣誉领队尚瑞强领队，来跟我们挥挥手，谢谢支持我们。感谢以下的指导单位：教育部体育署、台中市政府、台中运动局、彰化县政府、中华民国篮球协会。谢谢以下的赞助伙伴：台新银行、台新人寿、台新证券、海硕集团、台旭、文心建设、G26、进发家、Converse、Light Taxi、豆点旅店、秀传医疗体系、汉草训练、泰山企业、提提盐、一方水果茶、曼黛马莲、朝日堂、瓦特鸡尾酒、犀牛顿、耀月科技以及新竹福华饭店，还有高雄福华饭店，掌声送给他们，谢谢你们一路以来陪着台新梦想家一起梦一起狂，准备好 ready 今天的比赛。先来欢迎最辣最性感 No.1 颜值相当有的Formosa Sexy 带来精彩的开场表演 ，Oh yeah！Thank you, girls， 谢谢 Formosa Sexy。接下来先欢迎高雄钢铁人登陆球员0号戴瑞腾。 8号王绿翔，10号王柏志，11号林君豪，12号郑德维，15号卢泽义，34号杨浩之，63号彭俊彦。先发 Number 1 1号塔克 Anthony Tucker，4号陈佑伟，13号吕正儒，23号蓝少福，洋将 Number 24 24号 Tanner Brown， 高雄钢铁人总教练贝瑞 ，Demarcus Barry 助理教练 Assistant Coach 洪启超，中华工总经理张志言。现场朋友们，你们准备好了吗 ？Come on, let's welcome 我们是泰兴 Dreamer。Are you ready? Let's go, Dreamer! Number 0 0号梦想家人板凳暴徒陈正宪。Number 7 7号梦想推进的引擎，梦想球王郑立焕。Number 8 8号来自彰化的光速4分卫，绿色3连王志宇。Number 14 14号全力以赴，毋庸置疑，国民姐夫吴友赛。Number 18 18号梦想后场的强力大锁，防守悍将尤顺宇。Number 21 道格中华队的传奇射手21号美梦狙击手谢娜。Number 24 34号洋将来自威斯康星的地图防守兵器火锅制造机 Brandon Gobert。97号97水陆两栖的逐梦人，禁区守护者郑智耀。And now starting 5先发 Number 24 24号全面起飞的最佳第6人，留着新航空 Steve Walker。Number 23 28号攻守兼备的梦想元老，台湾队的Chen。Number 42 42号洋将来自德州的野兽，禁区炸弹Julian Ball。Number 11 7号 本土单场最高分的纪录保持者，秒速跑者吕俊奇。耀武扬威26号，攻守进化无极限，台湾魔兽李德威。Formosa 台新梦想家总教练 Head Coach G26，Assistant Coach 助理教练 Coach Thomas， 助理教练刘文和、赖柏林，总经理杭俊凯。双方球员场中握手致意。本场比赛进行最后的热身。
现场每位球员以及我们的家人，掌声鼓励！今天我们一起拿下连胜，好不好？没错，那在开始前呢，一样跟着我们美丽的 Formosa Stacy， 跟着我们的应援曲，先一起来复习一次音乐请。把手中的碟子收起来。掌声鼓励。除了这一首之外呢，我们一样还有第二首。拿起你手中的碟扇，跟着我们的音乐一起来。Defense， 声音 ，Defense， 喊出来 ，Defense， 很好 ，Defense， 在场上 ，Defense， 掌声鼓励。今天声音非常的有默契，我们就要保持这个音量，拿下今天的主场胜利。掌声鼓励。
谢谢壮壮，在壮壮应援团的带领之下呢，我们保持这个节奏跟热情，待会迎接我们的比赛喽。Let's go！
It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. And what don't kill us make us stronger, boy. Bet that up, take a swing at us. You better hit hard, cause when we swing back, it's like, oh God. It's time to knuckle up and fight hard. Now let's all buckle up and fight hard. Que Dios bendiga a todas tus familias, mi amigos, de parte a mandito. Vamos a darle duro este video. Say it with me. I believe, say it with me. But we gon' win the war. I'm from the bottom, I'm that uncut, real raw. When things get tough, that's when we show up. That's when we show out. That's when we show yo. It's time to knuckle up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. The action-packed Plus League marches on. Welcome to Game 26, taking place here in Taichung Intercontinental Basketball Stadium. The last place Kaohsiung Steelers will take on a different first place team after last weekend taking down the Hsinchu Jiko Lioneers. The challenge is the same, but their opponent is the Formosa Taishin Dreamers, who defeated the Lioneers. We gotta get some different matchups coming down the stretch. But there's the current league standings with the Dreamers on top with 5 victories. The Steelers bring up the rear 2-5, missing out on 2 opportunities at home. 2 golden opportunities. They remain winless at home, but have been a better road team so far. We'll break that down more on the broadcast. On screen now is our Mandarin duo Wang Boling and James Taishin. 球迷朋友，你找到英文的转播，要看中文的转播，按中文的转播连接。I'm Ryan Chen, your English play-by-play as always, and joining me on this broadcast, it's Coach Metcalf from around these parts, aren't you, Coach?
Yeah, had to make the trip over here. Thought you were a little too tired yesterday doing the game by yourself, so glad to be back.
I had the good fortune of calling the game with Kirk Long, and so indeed, one-man show was a one-time affair on this weekend. Looking out onto the floor, the Dreamers playing on a back-to-back. Their last back-to-back was against the Pilots, which they won in overtime. Here's the Season 1, Season 2 stat comparisons for the Dreamers. About 90 points per game, but on the defensive end, doing a little bit better job at giving up 91 points after giving up 95 points last season. And that's been a huge emphasis for them, giving Derek Lidoe more of a breather with Brennan Gilbeck and even the likes of Julian Boyd, who's more of a power forward and a small forward compared to the likes of Jaron Young or Stephen Hicks. But one key cog in this all is Aji Ling Junji taking up the #1 point guard spot for the Dreamers, certainly with Jeff Williamson out with a little bit of an injury hampering him.
Yeah, after a season under Coach Julius, Aji's really found his role in this team. He's definitely earned the trust of the coaching staff, and as we saw yesterday, just a great shooting performance and performance all around to lead these Dreamers to a victory.
Yesterday turned in 24 points on 4 of 11 three-point shooting, with those 4 coming in the second half very crucially, and also developing that mid-range game even more, able to maneuver around the likes of Oscar and Elliott, who are trying to guard him tightly.
Yeah, he's one of those little jitterbug point guards we talked about, Ryan. He's able to get back that first line of defense, but he's able to finish over the big giants like Sim or Deguar in the paint.
On the season, he's averaging just under 20 points on 40% shooting, so that's something that he would like to get elevated. One crucial thing is he's getting 37 minutes per game. Big reason is the Dreamers deciding to not re-sign Anthony Tucker, who has signed with the Kaohsiung Steelers.
Yeah, Anthony Tucker, after a lengthy bout of watching the other 2 imports play, back in the starting lineup today against his former team.
It will be Professor Tucker joined by Taylor Braun as the 2 active imports for the Steelers after Friday night losing to the Pilots with a combination of Braun and Keith Benson. So the Steelers really have an import at each of the positions, so their mix and match is interesting. On screen now is the 3 officials for this game, all guys who officiated Plus League last season. And now time for starting lineups. From left to right is Lan Shaofu, joined by their point guard Jerry Chen Youwei, Anthony Tucker, Captain Liu Zhenlu, and Taylor Braun on the far right. For the Dreamers, it's the same starters as yesterday. Derek Lidoe at center, Walko, number 24, joined by Boyd, Kenny Chen, the second highest scorer, along with said Aji.
Yeah, we see the Steelers taking a bite out of the Dreamers playbook, not going with an import big. They're going really small today. It shouldn't be as much of an issue with this lineup, but as we know, these Dreamers are going to get a lot of threes up. Those long rebounds are going to be a key for this battle.
As they let the pregame clock run out, one of the last huddle for the Dreamers. These 2 teams first matched up on the Steelers home opener on Christmas Day. The Steelers had a 10-point lead with 8:10 to go in the 4th quarter on a deep Anthony Tucker 3. who had a game-high 27, but in the crucial final possession, ended up turning the basketball over against his former team.
And that's where we talked about that Dreamers defense really propelling them to some wins early this season.
Dreamers control the tip, and we'll start things off on offense. Boyd to Derek on top. Off the mark.
And you see right off the bat, little zone look from the Steelers. Able to get out to that Derek three-pointer and get a stop on the first possession.
They swing it around, and it's Taylor Braun on the post. Across to Captain Lou. To the basket, no good. Got his own board and threw it out of bounds. They call it off of the Steelers.
But we're going to see mismatches this entire game. We saw Braun going at Derek there in the post. Nice find, weak side. The Steelers not able to get the basket to go down.
The one change in the starting lineup for the Steelers is number 23, Lance Alfu, in for Dendoe. Talking to some Steelers people, Coach DeMarcus Berry likes to go with the guys who've been practicing in the best conditions. Boyd from the left side drains the three.
That's where he's been struggling a little bit over the past few games, not shooting as well as I'm sure the coaching staff would like him to. So that's a good start for the import big.
On the horn to Salfu, left open, but Anthony Tucker airmails the pass, but also gesturing that Lance Alfu should have got deeper position.
And that's where we saw earlier. Anthony Tucker, obviously a high pick and roll player. At that time, just doesn't have the chemistry with Salfu quite yet.
First year pro out of NTSU. Boyd terminated the dribble. Now Derek missed the elbow J.
Yeah, it's a couple times that Tucker's been matched up on Derek at the end of the shot clock. Getting the hand up and a couple stops right off the bat.
Tucker driving baseline, sealed by Derek, his first block of the game. Now Captain Lou on the mismatch, lays it in.
Yeah, second offensive rebound for these Steelers. We've talked about it before. Offensive rebounds, securing the defensive rebounds are going to be a key for these Dreamers.
Walco to Achi, back to Walco. His three, missing, looked like everything.
Yeah, just a good rotation there by Captain Lou, able to get out on the open shooter.
Gary runs into the Dreamers, loose ball. Lance Alfu ends up draining the mid-range.
Nice little free throw in the middle of the game, but that one's 2 points.
Now Achi, a quick shot, hits it.
One of two players who shot the ball well from three last night. That hot touch continuing early in today's matchup.
On the bronze screen, Tucker in and out with his three-point attempt. Last season was the league leader in average points per game and assists per game. As there's a blocking foul by the Steelers.
Yeah, and if there's anybody who's familiar with how these Dreamers defend, it's going to be Tucker. At times just stopping behind the screen before the switch, but we see Aji just pulling up in transition before the defense can get to him. Easy three-pointer.
On the handoff, Kenny's looking for Derek. They don't get it to him. But Aji left three, is short with his second three attempt. Braun on the mismatch. Active hands by Boyd, causes the turnover. Hawk will get another try from the left side, got it.
And when these Dreamers start hitting threes, they become very difficult to defend. And I mentioned their improved defense, if they can shoot it like they do, tough matchup for any team in the league.
Alfu will try to answer from top. He does.
Said, Steelers coaching staff looks at who's performing well in practice, and Alfu's obviously carried that performance into the game.
Trying to make a move. Walco lays it out. Tucker working with Captain Lou. They try the other side. Ron pump fakes, then fires, no good. Struggled in the last game beyond the arc.
We've seen Derek got matched up on him a couple times. He has yet to really go with that matchup.
Now it's Derek. Been playing better recently. Go middle and called for the travel.
That's something that Steelers coaching staff is very comfortable with, knowing that the Dreamers aren't going to want to go to Derek in the post, not offering any help, letting him go one-on-one against Braun. Good job defensively by the underside.
9-7, Dreamers lead it. Captain Lou will fire from 3, it's short. He had the electrifying 35 points in the preseason game against the Braves, but it's been cold during the regular season. Kenny spinning to the other side with a nice finish.
You said Tucker's familiar with this Dreamers defense. Kenny's also very familiar with Professor Tucker's defense. Nice spin move, drop step to get that layup to go in off the drive.
Now Braun tries again. Southwood for the offensive board and throws it to no one.
Yeah, you can see Captain Lou just telling him, hey, relax, calm down. You're not going to get a lot of pressure in there, so just slow down, make the right pass, and give us another shot.
Our first break in the game, coming with 6:20 left. Thank you for watching Plus League Basketball.
提醒大家，刚刚拿到壮壮送给你的扭蛋，里面除了有毋庸置疑的贴纸之外，也有一个小信号的便条纸，可以到外头的网上吃的下一期吃呢来进行阅历，使这个阅历兑换。
Hey viewers, like the stream to support the Plus League and our broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Coach Ben. A couple weeks off, right, Coach? Joining me on the Plus League English broadcast, but now getting a chance to reconnect here in Taichung home with the Dreamers, moving their operations from their longtime home in Zhanghua County Stadium.
A new arena, but glad to see that fan support hasn't changed at all. These fans are into the game and obviously big fans of this Dreamers team.
Out of the timeout, the Steelers have the same 5 on the floor, but for the Dreamers, Brendan Gilbeck replaces Julian Boyd.
Yeah, it's the same rotation we've seen Coach Julius go with this season, starting one import and then kind of swapping one out for the other. All those mismatches we had earlier, it'll be interesting to see how Gilbeck does against them in this first stint.
Immediately getting an opportunity and hits the turnaround.
And that's something that he's shown the ability to do this season, just take advantage of his size in the post. Has a little bit of difficulty against Buller, but against locals, he's shown the ability to put the ball in the basket.
Jerry looks off a shot, now fires away, off the mark.
That's what we said, Braun out of that post, really just looking to make that cross-court pass. Ziaji once again with that little floater in transition. Good rim run by Gilbeck to seal, and another 2 points for these Dreamers.
Now an 8-point lead. Ron with Kenny on him. Now Softly trying to go at Gilbeck, banks it home.
Inside, outside, mid-range, Southwood showing signs from everywhere on the court.
Aji trying the right side, finding space, in and out. Now the Steelers, not a team to particularly push the pace. As Braun tries from 3, and he hits.
First decisive look he's had in this first quarter. Something that these Steelers need very much.
Now Braun commits the foul, trying to guard Derek. After a tough battle against the Lioneers.
Yeah, Derek, I'm sure thrilled to not see Simbler in front of him today, knowing that he's going to have a size mismatch pretty much against everybody on the court except for his old teammate Chen.
Angry Bird guarding inbounder. As Dreamers bring in number 18, Yang Se-in, who only played 3 minutes yesterday and has seen his role diminish in the second season.
These Dreamers have brought in a lot of veterans that they can use.
Kenny brings a fadeaway 3.
One of those veterans that's really improved his scoring performance here this season, but that's going to cut into some other guys playing time.
And the Ducker springs free from Calvin. Man at the rim, will the basket count?
Just great patience up there at the top of the key. Calvin just getting into his body. Tucker stopping, curling off that screen, taking the contact midair, and able to put in the basket for one.
There's Anthony Tucker's current season average, under 20 points, 7 assists, does lead the Plus League once again.
Yeah, but that shooting percentage is not something that we're used to seeing from Professor Tucker, which is probably why the Steelers have gone with a different matchup for the majority of this season.
They feel a little bit of half-court pressure. Now poke the basketball away.
And that's the difference between Gilbeck and Derek. That time the Steelers with an aggressive double team, able to force the turnover.
Driving kick, AT from top, he hits.
That is something that these Dreamers do not want to see. They know that Tucker's a streak shooter, streak scorer, with a quick 6 points there to pull this game even.
Dreamers swing it around. Derek left open, his 3, no good. Lansalfu with a rebound.
Great box out by Braun, freeing up Salfa to get that defensive rebound.
Tucker picks up the dribble. Captain Liu tight on space. Can't hit the baseline jumper. Sun-Yin fouled from behind. Got by Angry Bird.
Off the great defensive play by Kenny. Dreamers able to push the pace. Sun-Yin getting it out in transition, creating the foul on Angry Bird.
It's the 3rd team foul on the Steelers as Doug Creighton checks into the game.
These teams, unless they're going up against the Lioneers, not really known for physical defense. And the Dreamers have done such a good job this season, just switching everything, switching out of mismatches and getting to shooters. It's something that they've worked on for a while, and it's definitely paid off this second season of the P.LEAGUE.
Janssen knocks in the first free throw and the second. Now applying the pressure on Andrew. LeBron goes down. As the Steelers try to rotate it around. Easy block. Gilbeck on Angry.
Once again, you saw Derek get a block on Tucker. That time, Gilbeck with the block on Angry. These Dreamers bigs just doing a great job of moving their feet, jumping second, and throwing everything out of bounds.
All the action happening before the referee administers the inbound. There he goes. Deep step back by Braun, and all the a missed shot. I believe it didn't go through. Calvin from the corner. Now from the top, it's Boyd. After 4 stretch of shooting, Julian Boyd starting to heat up on this homestand. From 2, Braun is out. Not a lot of movement for the Steelers offense. Now Gilbeck again, middle move, and got the bounce.
Again, just a different player when he's matched up against locals. Aggressive seal, aggressive move. 2 more points for Gilbeck.
Braun springs 3. No good with his 3. Little Wang Lixiang is in the game. So is Dennis Chen Dou-Wei. This time from the left side. Down to Calvin, running out of time. Boyd, the lucky recipient.
He was in the lane for about 5 seconds, but able to get the ball and just pop into easy 2.
Tucker, first to speed. The little loop from the corner, too strong. And off the back of the backboard.
We've seen these Steelers kind of get into a really quick pace, getting up some quick shots with not a lot of passes. Dreamers able to stretch this out to a 6-point lead.
Steelers have also turned the ball over 4 times. Calvin almost lost it to Jerry. Via Gilbeck isolation once again. Fades away and hits.
They're just eating up these smaller Steelers defenders. Easy scoring here for Gilbeck in the first quarter.
Offensive foul. Looks like Angry. Too much hand action.
Yeah, easy call there with Angry getting those elbows up. Trying to seal for his shooter, but we've seen Gilbeck again, just being decisive, being aggressive, and just going up right over the top of all these defenders.
Dreamers are going to hold for one last possession. Oh, it's a deep pass to Gilbeck. Now Boyd, another one? No. Team rebound by the Steelers. It's Braun trying to shake Doug. Now to Little Lou. Too strong, and doesn't matter. The buzzer sounds. We'll be going to the break. Dreamers up in this one by 8 points on a back-to-back. We'll be back after this.
现在我跟壮壮要把手中的橘色小球丢给大家，邀请你等一下来玩第2节的中场游戏，将会有礼物送给你。好，壮壮选好之后就丢给1楼的朋友，我来造福一下上面的朋友们。待会拿到小球的，在第2节的第1个暂停，到入口处找工作人员。好，拿到小球的第2节第1个暂停，到入口处找工作人员喽，谢谢。
With Tank. Why have we not seen Tank today?
Hopefully we will. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, your U.S. play-by-play, joined by Coach Metcalf. Heading into the second quarter where the Dreamers lead against the upstart Kaohsiung Steelers. Tucker looks off a three. And Jerry to Dennis, loose with the basketball. Salfu hesitates, now driving and finishing around Brendan Gilbeck.
Yeah, just a great start for the rookie here today. Doing it there off the dribble, just showing every facet of the game.
Already 9 points. We got 2 imports on the block. Boyd had that pass overshot. Now it's Salfu trying to tuck around 2 imports, and Gilbeck commits the foul.
Yeah, we saw that earlier turnover between Tucker and Salfu. That time the two getting their chemistry together. Tucker able to find him on the roll, but as we said earlier, Gilbeck had done a good job of not jumping at any of the pump fakes. That time getting caught in the air, and Coach Julius giving him a piece of his mind.
Here's Salfu's line so far this afternoon, 9 points, 4 of 4 shooting on 2 rebounds. But missing the free throw.
He's one of those rookies that have shown a lot of promise here in his first season. He's had an up and down season, had some good performances in the preseason, struggled a little bit up to this part of the regular season, but showing some things today that I'm sure the coaching staff will be happy about.
More pressure, and the Steelers try to scramble. Calvin's three, too strong, and Jerry will bring it up. Tucker with Calvin on him. Backing loose, slips it to Dennis, slips it to Salfu. Finally with a miss, Gilbeck affecting the shot on the help.
Salfu taking a little bit too much time, allowing Gilbeck to recover off that nice big-to-big pass.
A zone look leads to a miss. Good away with a rare post-up. This hook bothered by Gilbeck.
We saw Gilbeck do that previously. Just get the block as the second defender. Good job anticipating his teammate needing some help and disrupting that shot.
Anthony Tucker commits the foul in transition. Another look from the baseline.
Just a good job of being ready on that weak side, being aware, and getting a piece of the ball with that left hand. Good performance here so far for Gilbeck.
The Dreamers played the Lioneers in back-to-back games, one in Hsinchu, one here. And notice a very intentional change to have Gilbeck kind of look around and come around to be a shot blocker against Bular and not the primary defender to good effect.
Yeah, that's where he's excelled. And he's not the strongest player on the court, but he's got quick reactions.
Doug Creighton nails the three-pointer. He came in and alongside Kenny, each scoring 8 points in the fourth quarter for their victory yesterday afternoon. Tucker and Braun on the same side. Now Salfu off the mark that time.
We've seen Braun go to the post 5 or 6 times in this first half. Not once has he looked to score. Every single time it's looking to that weak side to make a pass to a teammate.
Boyd finds the space, lays it in for 2. This lead up to 11 points now.
That time no double. Just easy picking there for Boyd.
Anthony Tucker makes the layup. Lansoff will clear the space out.
Yeah, you said it, Ryan. That's something that's not going to show up in the box score, but just a great screen and seal by Salfu to get an easy layup for Professor Tucker.
Aki loose with the basketball, able to get it back. Now to Boyd. Out to Doug. Nice pass for Gilbert to slam it home.
These Dreamers just feasting in the paint. Gilbert once again being aggressive. Doug with a nice find late in the shot clock. Great job by the Dreamers.
Now anticipates the pass, steals it easily, and lays it in.
I was wondering if Dougie was feeling himself. Everybody wondering if the old man legs can get up for a dunk, but one defensive steal is good enough for Doug as he forces the Steelers to call a timeout.
We'll be going to another break, but back with this one after this. On the screen is the attendance here in the Plus League, the first season in yesterday's Dreamers game here in Zhanghua, or in Taichung, excuse me, and the Braves game in Taipei. We are right now sitting at 80.4% attendance. So the fans loving what they see on the court.
Yeah, and the one thing that doesn't show up in that stat is some weekday games this season that typically in Taiwan not have a great box office, but keeping up the standard that we built up in the first season.
Tank, the former Dreamer, is in the game, replacing fellow NTSU alum Lan Shaofu, as there's a foul in the Tucker drive.
Coach Barry obviously recognizing that these Steelers not much of a presence in the paint defensively, putting Tank in there, who's had some good defensive performances. We'll see if he does anything to help out.
2 team fouls on the Dreamers so far in the second quarter. Anthony Tucker will fire away. And the long rebound, Taylor Braun, and on the reload, Tucker, no.
He seems to continue to struggle from distance this season, just not making those shots that we come to expect from him.
Boy, trying to go with power, then slips underneath. Or another lay-in.
Bit of confusion there as Braun looks like he was expecting some help, forcing the baseline spin, but no help came. So easy layup for Boyd.
Goes up the other way, and Braun saves it from flying out of bounds. Captain Liu finds Tank. He missed the close one, but there's a foul on Derek. Finally getting a little bit more action in their offense.
We've seen Gilbeck have a good first half during his break. A lot of room in the paint for Boyd. That time just patient. Able to spin baseline for the easy layup.
Tank Wambozu was the Plus League Week 6 Player of the Week. Missing the free throw. On the effort of just one game, the 25-point effort against the Lioneers. Missing both, so struggles at the free throw line from guys out of NTSU as Anthony Tucker gets an extra possession.
You saying something about the free throw shooting from NTSU, Ryan?
It's been problematic in this game. Jerry over to Braun, who had it slipped out of his hands. Leaving Tank open, and he got it.
And we've seen Tank been able to do that this season. That time with plenty of time, able to line it up, square it up, and make the three-pointer.
Kenny over to Achi, down to Derek. Trying to break this zone. Now there's a switch. Derek able to get the bucket and the foul.
You can see that dribble weave, really not doing much with the Steelers, switching everything, but as soon as they threw it into the paint, Derek knows what to do. Again, just an easy drop step, no help there. And yeah, Derek, that's a nice hand, right?
33 minutes of action yesterday. Derek scored 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Very strong overall performance. Now applying the pressure on Tank in the full court.
Yeah, much different role for Derek today with no Simbuller in there. This time able to spread the floor a little bit, able to do some more things offensively. Not have to worry about just finding the 7-footer in the paint.
LeBron dribbling around, an air ball by Captain Lou. Tank able to finish it.
Yeah, just being in the right spot at the right time. We saw the last time able to spread out the defense, open for the three. That time, I'm going to say anticipating the air ball from his teammate. Able to put it back for another and one.
Julian Boyd committing the foul, his first personal. 14 foul. So once again at the line. Tank. And still missing. Only said, Coach, he was the MVP of the league, week.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Ryan.
I mean, technically of the league for one week.
Good performance, but not an MVP league performance.
Mid shot, and Steelers trying to cut into this lead. Tank working with Captain Lou. No space clears out, and there's an errant pass. Achi, an inside and outside threat now, as very aggressive foul by Captain Lou. The referee indicates that he wants to take another look at that one.
You can see right there, really just a frustrated foul after a bad turnover on the other end, taking it off on taking it out on the defensive end. But I don't know how much there is to look at here, but I guess we'll find out, right?
Captain Lou has also had his struggles this season. In the Steelers social media post, he had encouraging words to the team that they have to keep up with the rest of the league, as there's a lot of opportunities with a 4-team playoff bracket in the end. Get another look for ourselves. Dodgy in the elbow, nothing.
That's that head
crazy.
snap that the Taiwanese players are so good at. You get slapped in the elbow, that head comes back like you've been shot in the face. Good acting there, but didn't stand up to the instant replay, Ryan.
It did not. Now with a different look, Jerry got his hands on it. They try to find the open man. Tucker able to get around Achi, yes.
Well, we've seen that happen a couple times. The bigs getting caught out of position. Last possession with Lou with the turnover. That time Braun able to duck in and put in the layup, forcing the timeout from the Dreamers.
Now, we're talking to Steelers people. Overall, they say they do possess a lot of good shooting talent, but so far, Coach, it hasn't really shown up in the season. Coming into this game, a league low 26% from beyond the arc. I mean, age-old question, how do you bring it from practice onto the hardwood for an official game?
I think their biggest issue right now has just been creating those 3 pointers. As you said, we know that Lou is one of the best 3-point shooters in the history of Taiwan. Anthony Tucker, obviously, you don't need to say too much about him, but when those 2 players are forced to create shots for everybody else, that means that anything they take is going to be under duress. We've seen Lou with some really tough shots this season. Made a handful of them, but that percentage is not something that we're used to. So they really lack some playmakers, some creators, and that's why that 3-point percentage has really struggled a little bit.
I have to correct myself. The Doug and Kenny 8 points apiece in the fourth was their 106-104 comeback against the Steelers in their first matchup. As back out on the floor is medium Wu Uza-E, the former Lioneer.
You see Coach Barry just looking for somebody to make some plays out there for him. Again, Anthony Tucker struggled a little bit from the floor this season. Braun, again, still trying to figure out how to work out with these teammates. But we've seen ups and downs from the Steelers so far in the first third of the season, and they've definitely been improving every game.
Derek from the elbow looking for Gilbeck over Tank, who swirls out.
Yeah, a better job by Tank there of just pushing Gilbeck a step out of where he wanted to get that shot from, forcing a miss.
Anthony Tucker in a crowd to Jerry. The whistle blows by the lead official.
Yeah, that switch off on the weak side a little bit too late. Haji not able to get out on the closeout. Good attack by Jerry. Able to get to the line.
The key in the Dreamers' success in yesterday's game, only 17 fouls though. Of course, if you ask the Lioneers, were very hard fouls. Meanwhile, the Lioneers committed more fouls. Part of that is the product of the last minute fouling to get possessions back.
As we said earlier, these Dreamers, they do a good job of defending without fouling. They know that they're going to switch. They know when to switch. They know when to switch back, and they know how to take advantage of those mismatches. Good job right there by Derek for that high-low pass. As these Dreamers continue to feast on these mismatches.
14 fouls by the Steelers. You see Ron left out on the outside. Break it, the stoppage in play. Coach Julius trying to get an extra word with the official. Another active opportunity for Jerry, but Doug left open, misses. Back door, slips through his hands, and here come the Steelers.
Yeah, nice cut, just not able to get both hands on that Derek pass.
Ron doesn't look Jerry's way. Medium Lou had a move, but didn't have the basketball.
The exact same thing we saw on the other ends. Great cut, just not able to hold on to the ball. Ball back to these Dreamers.
The turnover margin right now, 7 for the Steelers, 6 for the Dreamers. Now in a 3-2 zone look. Boyd over to Kenny, slips through his hands, straight to Braun. Behind the head, a little bit of Globetrotter action, but no one comes free. Down to Tank. He's already taken on Nick Faust, and Fuller floats it up and no. Walko's in the game. He dumps it down to Boyd. Kenny's been good all season from deep, no good. And there's a block by Tank. So Lando Walko ends up with an easy 2.
The initial stop, the second stop, but can't get them 3 shots. Tucker once again into it, walk-up 3 in transition, but we've seen with Boyd and Gilbeck in the game, not a lot of space in the paint. That time Boyd looking to the weak side, able to find a little bit more space out there.
Throw it around, Boyd hits another 3.
Said he's been struggling from distance this season, but he's been good from 3-point range today. So these Steelers might want to start matching up on the perimeter.
Almost to the net by 2 imports. Can't finish.
Yeah, great rotation from the weak side by Boyd. Able to force an awkward shot from Tank.
Julian Boyd already with 15 points. Take a mid-range shot, too strong. Dreamers, oddly enough, having an advantage in the offensive rebounding situation. Tucker, can't year around Tucker. Commits the loose ball foul.
That's the one area we've seen these Dreamers struggle a little bit. With Boyd and Gilbeck in the game, not a lot of room for those cutters. Not a lot of that high-low action that we saw Derek go to. So, still signs of life for this Steelers team here at the end of the second quarter, but it's going to be an important minute 45 for them to do something to go into the half with a little bit of positive momentum.
Nice awful will come in along with Little Lou as Anthony Tucker wants a new basketball. Of course, Plus League using the Molten basketball with a nice Plus League logo printed on it. The freshman, Anthony Tucker, this is the first.
Probably should have kept the other ball, huh?
Maybe. In the second attempt, it's good. Now it's a 10-point game. Dreamers motion. Steelers switching a lot. End up leaving Walko open. Loose ball. Boyd able to spin his way to a made shot.
And those are those mid-range rebounds that the Steelers have got to get. Undersized. Got to get anything in that long rebound area.
There's Tucker, who steps back. Unable to hit the deep 3.
Again, just good job by Gilbeck. Active feet.
Now Kenny at the basket. He makes it.
Again, give credit to Gilbeck for sprinting the floor, taking the defense with him, and creating that lane for Kenny to finish through contact.
Medium Lou with a bad miss on the other end. The lane, Boyd able to lay it in. Took the hit and still finished.
They said it was going to be an important minute 45 for these Steelers. And instead of cutting into that lead, they're just getting stretched out a little bit more.
Steelers are patient with it. Staying pick and roll. Nothing open, so Tucker floats it. And no finish. They call shot clock violation.
But again, Gilbeck, one more time from the weak side, able to get into that shot. And probably having his best game of this P.LEAGUE season so far, Ryan.
But previously, Kenny, misdirection. And that's the thing that the Steelers, only the second time this season going without Keith Benson, the 7-foot center, who scored a Plus League career high 28 points on Friday night against the Pilots. The Steelers must think they want to go even smaller than the Dreamers. But right now they're getting punished with Boyd and Gilbeck.
I think punished is the right word, Ryan. We've seen some of these younger teams struggle to adjust with different imports. We've seen the Lioneers really struggle when Sim comes out of the game, just not having that defensive presence. Today, the Steelers have shown that they've been reliant on Benson in the paint defensively, and with him not here today, the Dreamers just scoring at ease in the paint.
So far, Julian Boyd has 19 points. His plus league high is 23 points. That was in his first game, the overtime game against the Pilots. Meanwhile, Brandon Gilbeck, 8 points on an efficient 4 of 5 shooting. Meanwhile, for the Steelers as a team overall, shooting under 40%. It's going to be Walko inbounding to Achi. To the basket, puts up a wild shot and able to get it on the rim. Not exactly the plan, but the Dreamers will head into halftime with a big lead, up 54-38.
Timing off on that last play before the half, but that doesn't matter with that other 27 minutes.
We'll go to a break, bring you some halftime analysis after this. Official Plus League memes on the Plus League social media accounts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow on those accounts. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Coach Ben Metcalf on the English broadcast here in the Plus League 2.0 season, as we see some young fans in attendance. taking on this Dreamers Steelers game. There's our Mandarin colleagues on the Mandarin broadcast call, I should say. Coach, in my preparation for the game, noticed that the Dreamers have only 20% of their minutes played by their imports and only 23% of the points. But in this game so far, Brendan Gilbeck and Julian Boyd have been the biggest problem for the Steelers on the offensive end.
Yeah, we talked about earlier how they've improved defensively and how that's different from this season. The other big difference is before they were really relying on good performances from their imports. This year, after their GM has done some good job signing some local players, they really don't need to rely on their imports nearly as much. They've really been winning games on the strength of their locals. So when they have good games from their imports like they have today, it just makes things a lot easier for Coach Julius and that coaching staff.
Now defensively for the Steelers, is it a schematic issue, is it an effort issue, or is it a personnel issue? What's going on as the Dreamers are shooting above 50%, which is to their delight, but very unlike them statistically.
Yeah, as we see these highlights, we just see the Dreamers just feasting in the paint. A young team, they became very reliant on Benson to help them defensively down low. Without him there today, it's just been easy living for these bigs and even the smalls there in the paint for the Dreamers.
Well, yesterday, Brendan Gilbeck, his biggest play was a block with 40 seconds left against Simbular. So far turning in a better offensive performance, and so is Julian Boyd after struggling all the way down in Shinji. Now for the Steelers, besides Tucker finding his stroke a little bit, Lansoff with 9 early points, and then Braun with his production and his sometimes playmaking, but struggling in this one overall. There's the combined team stats where the Dreamers lead in rebounding and also critically turnovers kept to a close margin.
Yeah, we can see the Dreamers. I mean, you make 8 more shots and not much of a discrepancy with the turnovers or free throws. You know you're going to have a big lead. So these Dreamers just really pushing all the right buttons there in the first half. The Steelers, I'm sure, having a lot of discussions there at halftime, trying to figure out what they can do here in the second half.
And of course, crucially for the Steelers, not taking advantage of their opportunities at the line. 4 for 10 so far in this one. We'll go to a break for the second segment of the halftime coverage. Next week is the last weekend before the Lunar New Year's. Friday, the Steelers host the Lioneers, then take on last season champs and the Braves on Sunday. And that night, the Lioneers head home to take on the Italian Pilots. So, Coach, interesting phenomenon until yesterday. More often than not, the home team would actually lose their Saturday games. Anthony Tucker leading the Steelers with 14 points. Last off with 9, then Braun. Then Tank with 2 buckets for 5 points. Everybody else with just 2. Meanwhile, for the Dreamers, it's Boyd with 19, Gilbeck with 8, Kenny with 7. So I was saying, the Lioneers lost 3 consecutive Saturday games at home, and so have the Braves. Dreamers lost their first home game against the Kings. But a lot of the times these teams can turn it around on Sundays when we expected back-to-backs, tired bodies, a team coming in fresh. But how do you explain the phenomenon?
I can't, Ryan.
Okay, so much for that. But
I think some of it's sleeping in your own bed. I think some of it's not wanting to disappoint your home crowd. I think some of it's being able to get back quickly and change your design. So lots of different things.
As mentioned before, the Steelers currently 0-3 so far at home. We'll go to a break before the rest of this game. The second half comes back after this. Keep up to date with the latest COVID-19 use search, CDC Taiwan. Now, the other note I wanted to talk about when it comes to scheduling is strength of scheduling. Coach, I figured out how to do that math. And up to now, the Dreamers, after taking on the Lioneers in back-to-back weekends, have the league-high 59.3% strength of schedule, meaning they play teams with good records, while the Steelers are the lowest at 39.1, having played Braves and Lioneers after losses and facing the Pilots, who are on the lower end of the league with them.
Which just makes this Dreamers' first place performance so much more impressive. And they've had tough matchups that they may have struggled with last year, but again, without great import performances for the first third of the season, they've really done a good job of keeping afloat and staying in first place. So when you see this kind of performance from Julian Boyd and from Brandon Gilbeck, it just makes everybody's life so much easier.
With that, Julian Boyd, being healthy and able to perform on the floor, was dealing with ankle issues in the preseason and in the first few games in the regular season as well. Dreamers start with the basketball. Same starting five as Vansafu jumps Boyd into the foul.
Well, we can see Braun telling him no reason to foul, just kind of let him go. I'm there helping, talk on the switch. Again, he's a rookie, had a great first quarter, struggled a little bit in the second, but the Steelers have some good leaders on this team trying to get everybody ready for future success.
It'll be Boyd's first trip to the line. Maybe he should get the basketball change.
Maybe it's something with this rim, Ryan.
Only 4 free throws for the Dreamers, and a fifth. Walko able to maneuver around Captain Lou for the offensive board. Running low on time, Achi to Kenny with the runner, no. First time the Steelers go on offense. Tucker kicks it to Captain Lou, who drills the three.
And that's what these Steelers have been missing this entire season. Great job there by Tucker, just able to create an easy shot for Captain Lou. He just has had some of the most difficult shots in his career for these first few games, and that time Tucker, great assist.
Former teammates as Tucker and company will go with the basketball. Now from the top, Captain Lou, it's in.
And you can see Coach Julius knows that when Lou gets going, it's tough to stop him. Easy look on the first corner three, that time a little bit tougher shot in transition, but 2 makes, cutting this to a 10-point lead.
We'll go to a break, back after this. More than 9 very unique Plus League graphic tees. Get yours at pleagueofficial.com/shop. Couple quick threes by the Steelers. Captain Lou leading the charge back, trying to make a big comeback in this one. Previously down as much as 16 points to the home Dreamers.
We've seen these Steelers get hot from 3. That's going to make any comeback a little bit easier, but probably the best start that these Steelers could have hoped for.
Man defense, all of the third quarter so far. Flips it to Derek, able to bank it in.
Yeah, great cut by Derek. Knowing that the defense was going to be looking at Boyd the whole time, able to get that little runner in the lane.
Derek on the handoff. Ron's got the mismatch. And low on time, Gary. LeBron on the turnaround. It's short.
Once again, LeBron just not looking to score it all out of that post. Forcing a tough shot up before the shot clock expires.
But Boyd on the post up did not look to score and turned it over. What is it with players throwing the basketball right to more experienced former SBL guys? Captain Lou leaves it short.
Some of these guys just know where the cutters are going to come from. They can anticipate those passes. Easy turnovers.
To the basket. On to Tucker, who barely saves it inbounds. They clear out space for him with Derek guarding. Crosses over twice, takes the fade away, and it's a bucket.
He got on the side with two bigs, isolated on Derek. Again, late contest by Boyd. No match for that step back from Tucker.
Boyd with deep positioning, rises, is out off of Walco.
Nice job anticipating that dive. Able to get in the way, and Coach Julius, the same rotation he had in the first half, putting Gil back in, as we see once again, just a nice little right to left step back from Anthony Tucker.
On the curl, Captain kicks it out. Trying the dream shake, forces up a tough one and gets the roll.
Yeah, you said it. That's what he's been seeing, a steady diet of this season. Just really tough shots, good defense, not bumping at any of those pump fakes, just good defense, better offense.
Gilbeck, that's awful on him. Moving Derek to Achi. To Kenny. Out of movement, and finally Calvin floats it in.
Yeah, Steelers looking for a 3-second call, but Coach Steelers looking for some transition defense as Braun gets behind the defense.
We sit on the bottom right of your screen currently, and Anthony Tucker giving Braun almost 25 feet of lead room with that pass. Now there's a foul call. Braun and Lansoffel getting tangled up.
Those are one of the tough ones. Southwood just being physical. Again, just kind of shoving him out there with that big old right thigh. Again, Gilbert getting shoved out of the paint. Obviously, Coach Barry saying that Gilbert just needs to get into the weight room as he's getting a nice little choke hold over. Coach Barry's got something to say.
3 fouls on Lansoffel. Calvin takes the deep 2, no. Deep passes, Jerry goes to the other side, and the reverse layup is good.
And once again, Southwood with a great seal in transition. Jerry with a nice reverse, and these Steelers, nice effort here in the third quarter.
Nice turnaround day for Gilbeck.
That's what he did in the first half. Just not being hesitant, looking to score. And then getting active hands on the defense.
Kenny leading the break, one man to beat. Southwood called for another foul, this time on the block attempt.
And that's what his teammates told him about earlier. Again, just that's going to be a tough shot, no reason to come down. If he makes it, just go back on offense. But here we see Southwood with a nice seal. Jerry with the reverse, avoiding the defense from Gilbeck. Yeah. This is, I'm sure, the pace that Coach Barry would rather play at here for the Steelers.
After a little bit of a stoppage, Coach Barry deciding to use a timeout, get the troops reorganized. They are now only down, well, we're down by a smaller margin earlier. Now 60 to 52 is the score. And you see the pace of the game kind of picking up with the back and forth action.
As we can say, he's not worried about that foul that Xiaofu had on Gilbeck. Telling him right there, Xiaofu, Xiaofu. Give him a little fist bump.
We're getting defensive stop. Let's keep chipping. Hey, next play, slow fire. Let's get Lou. Let's get this tuck right here. Tuck. Yahweh. Opposite corner, bang, hit, no bang. Throw up, re-screen. Try that baseline, screen loose, you slip. Hey, let's execute. Let's go. That way. 1, 2, 3, fellas.
Just like the Dreamers, Coach Troy Wonha, there's the translator in the huddles, also sits in the press conferences when the English speakers get to enter the media room. The Steelers also using one translator for both roles as well.
Yeah, as these teams bring in more and more foreign coaches, that translator takes on a much more important role. As we've seen, just communication between coaches and players, sometimes players and referees, Ryan.
Chen makes his first free throw. And the second. Back to a 10-point lead. And Tucker with a handoff. Barry, 3 seconds left on the clock, spins, right-handed finish short. And he hits it out of bounds.
And again, we see just a little zone look from the Dreamers, really blowing up that play that Coach Barry threw up in the huddle, and just not a lot of playmakers out there for the Steelers.
Yang Sun-yin. He's strong, but not as strong as Taylor Braun. Forces him out. And he gets a screen by Gilbeck. Not much happening, so it's a turnaround left out. Almost an errant pass. Gilbeck jumps Tucker, but leaves Braun open from top. Can't get to the bounce. Doug with the floater, no. Another rebound by Braun.
Yeah, but the pace we got going here in the second half is just completely different from that we had in the first. First half was the Dreamers punishing the Steelers in the post. This time, a much more up and down game.
Tucker, the tank, was able to lay it in.
We've seen Tucker continue to be a facilitator on the offensive end, not really looking for his own shot. A couple nice passes here in the second half.
It's a third assist. Meanwhile, Tank now with 7 points. Kenny from the top, no. He passed to Captain Lou, be a foul first.
That is a tough pass. Driving left, driving baseline, whipping it over there with the left hand. On time, on target. And Jerry gets rewarded with a little rest on the bench.
He'll get replaced by Little Lou, Wang Liuxiang. Anthony Tucker presumably will be running the point. Little Lou into traffic. Captain Lou short with a 3. Second chance on Tank's effort. Now errant pass. Lucky bounce, and number 8 drills the 3.
Yeah, sloppy possession with some missed passes, missed opportunities for steals, but it ends with a 3-pointer for the Steelers.
Boyd trying to squeeze Captain Lou, no. Calvin with a shot, good close up by Professor Tucker.
See the Steelers go back to helping out on the post. That time really sending 3 guys out. Good rotation. It looked like they got a little piece of Calvin's shot. Nice defensive possession for the Steelers.
Doug will go down for Walco. You see the shooting percentages, 49 to 42 in favor of the Dreamers. Tucker doubled off the handoff. Braun putting the moves on Boyd. His rainbows no. Another long rebound secured by the Steelers. They have 8 so far. Tank airballs his deep shot.
Once again, just a lot of one-on-one action. Just really tough looks for these Steelers here against this Dreamers defense.
Woods is trying to find the confidence again after going 1 for 9 on Friday night. Sen Yen's deep shot, no. Walco charging out of the corner once again, but straight to the Steelers. Tucker takes the mid-range, it's good.
Nice job by Tank, just that little handoff. Tucker getting back to that Professor Tucker that we're used to.
Just a 3-point lead as the Dreamers call timeout. Their offense getting blown up by the Steelers, who really are working with that often switch and often doubling defense, finally coming to effect in the third.
Looks like Anthony Tucker in the first half just, again, being a little bit more passive, just kind of reading the game, and here in the second half trying to take over a little bit, both as a creator, which we've seen a couple assists, but also scoring the ball. So veteran player, veteran leader, something that the Steelers team needs really badly.
So far in the game, Tucker's got 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Though joining later in team activities was Taylor Braun. He actually averaged the most at 8.7, but only 2 games played. 21 to 8 is the current score in the third quarter.
Now, fool, TV. Want to go hit that? They're keeping you back in, or whoever in. All right, well, perfect. If we can't get anything, we don't get anything, run heads up. If not, bring it back out. Go spread, pick and roll. Heads up, heads up, heads up. Make plays for it.
See Professor Tucker in the middle of that huddle. An interesting breakdown of the Steelers' loss to the Dreamers was in the last few possessions, Anthony Tucker advising Coach Barry to not take his timeouts in fear that the Dreamers would foul. But that back and forth between Coach and one of his top players, always an interesting one, especially for a new team.
And Coach Barry and Anthony Tucker with some previous relationships and other stops as the Steelers once again blow up an ATO from the Dreamers. But that's something that any team needs, but especially an expansion team like this.
Little Lou taking the deep 3 on Derek. It's out to the left.
That's probably not something that an expansion team needs, especially after talking to me in timeout about what play to run.
First pass, the Walco no, and Braun with another rebound. They're pushing the pace from the corner this time. Little Lou trying to find the range. Dreamers in their mixed green and black Seatown jerseys trying to come away with 2 wins on the weekend. Boyd's deep shot is pure.
He continues to be hot from 3 today. Just showing everything inside and out.
Now 22 points. Tucker sticking to Calvin. Lays up a wild layup. No.
He looked like he thought he was going to get the call with a lot of contact.
Walko punishes him on the other end. Tucker met at the basket. They're going to call a foul on Derek.
Tucker obviously frustrated with the whistle he's getting today as we see these Dreamers do what they do best. Getting out in transition, sprinting to the three-point line, and getting those threes to go down.
Dreamers have hit 9 of 24 threes. More accurate than the 9 of 28 by the Steelers.
Again, that's where they've shown some improvement from last season. Last season it was they have to hit threes to be able to win games. This year they've shown the ability to grind out some wins where they're not shooting well. And in games like this where they're shooting well from 3, it just makes things so much more easy.
Nice free throw by Tucker. And getting another free throw shooter rebound. But this time misses the fadeaway. Tucker was only 9 for 15 heading into this game, 60%.
What was he last year, Ryan?
Give me a moment to look that up, as there's another turnover by the Dreamers.
Dreamers had numerous opportunities to break this game open, but with some turnovers and some timely shot making from the Steelers, we've still got a game here in the 3rd quarter.
This time it's Captain Lou going to the line. Derek committing the foul. Anthony Tucker, the 76.5% free throw shooter last season on 119 attempts.
Not just his field goal percentage, not as good as it was last season. From the free throw line, not shooting quite as well as he did.
He's trying to stick with Anthony Tucker. This time the turnaround goes in.
And that's the nice luxury that Anthony Tucker has. He has that size as a point guard, especially here in Taiwan. He's going to be able to get that shot whenever he wants.
Now Walko hassled by Captain Lou. He'll stay with the Dreamers, but good effort by the Steelers, trying to turn it up for the comeback.
Yeah, active hands by the Steelers and lots of dribbling from the Dreamers. Yeah.
Walko thought about it, now goes with the runner, it's out. Steelers are gonna run the clock down. He's going every which way. Braun, nice find to Salfu, but a better block by Walko from behind.
Second time today that Salfu's gotten blocked on that roll. Just great timing by Walko, and a little too predictable by the rookie going up.
2.3 left on the clock. As Tucker springs free, his shot over the mark. Salfu there. Looked like he beat the clock, and now Tucker. The quick interception. Captain Lou crashing in. These guys hitting hard, and referees will swallow their whistle after that one. Captain Lou finally getting up after that.
I'm sure the refs are going to say it happened after the whistle.
Come on, man.
But regardless, these Steelers not happy with
It can't
that.
get more obvious than that. You either got to call a block or a charge. Call a charge. Come on, man.
We'll go to the break before the 4th quarter of this one.
照到，谢谢Formosa Taishin，在第3节我们保有领先的情况，都会来放这首歌来跟大家互动一下。
It's a 5-point lead after the Steelers made up 11 points in the 3rd quarter. Bring it on the defensive end, coach.
Yeah, just creating turnovers, able to get defensive rebounds, and the kind of response you'd hope to see from a young team after going down big at halftime.
Indeed, only 1 turnover by the Steelers, 8 by the Dreamers in the frame. Gilbeck guarding Braun. Little Lou ending up slipping on the floor. Getting those shoes out.
Good job by the Dreamers, not overreacting to that post up. Braun still looking for his first time, looking to score out of that post up. Yeah, weak side staying very active.
Gilbeck from the top. Calvin on the slip and an easy finish.
And this is where we've seen Gilbeck have his best minutes today, and he's the only import on the court. And these Dreamers able to spread the floor out, aggressive roller, and with space against locals. He's had a great performance so far.
Chen trying to spring Calvin free. It will be a foul.
Lou with the veteran move, but Calvin sticking that arm out to get caught up in. And again, just with so much space out there, great pass by Calvin. Thunderous finish by the youngster, Gilbeck.
After Lou inbound. Trying to tank Goose with it, so give it back. Jerry from deep range, over the mark. Out of bounds, they say off of the Dreamer, but that's before having a little bit of a conference. It will be Dreamers basketball.
And that's one of those areas that Jerry's really going to need to improve at. It's really not a threat from deep. The defensive knowing that, they're just kind of giving him that shot. So a lot of promise there from the rookie, but definitely areas for improvement.
Only 4 of 18 coming into this game, 22%. Walko with a tough finish.
And with Tank not wanting to leave Gilbeck, lots of space for drives, and this is where the Dreamers have been so effective today.
Walko getting consecutive starts after being mostly a bench player. And Coach Ed giving Jerry the space. Now Tank slips free for the lay-in. Nice assist.
Just great movement off the ball from Tank. Able to slip in there for the quick, easy layup.
Jerry's got 4 on the night. Tank's got 9 points. Alvin trying to go against Little Lou with a wild runner. Again for the Steelers to cut into this 7-point lead. Jerry with a Euro step. Braun with the tip-in.
Just great body control. We said he may not be a prolific outside shooter, but he knows how to use his body and shield off the defender in transition.
It's Gilbeck and Walko. Now it's Aji. Getting swarmed by the defense. Loses it out of bounds.
Just look at where the Dreamers are starting their offense. They're starting about 5 or 6 feet beyond the three-point line. This Steelers defense just really picking up their intensity in the second half and making everything difficult for this Dreamers team.
Back to the 5-point deficit. Steelers Little Lou, easy block by Gilbeck off the backboard.
Yeah, you said it. We saw Jerry go on the other side. Is a beautiful steal and even nicer pass from Braun in the open court. But these Steelers not going away, cutting it to a 3-point game.
I guess it was a good trade-off in the end. Doug. It's another high pick and roll. Aji lost it to Tank. Almost cut off by Kenny. Over to Braun. Nice finish. And just like that, it's a 1-point game.
Again, more turnovers, more transition buckets. A frustrated bench over there for the Dreamers. With 17 turnovers.
Gilbeck trying to screen Aji. Left alone and will be called for the foul with the bucket.
Just getting completely lost on the weak side. Aji sneaking in there. Able to take the contact. Beautiful pass from Wako. And one opportunity.
After we mentioned yesterday, Aji was 24 points. In this one, right now sitting at 7. But really, whenever he's on the floor, he's the pace setter for the Dreamers.
He's really the guy who leads this team. Again, gets him out in transition. He's able to move in the half court. Again, great cut right there. We just see this increased pace by the Steelers here in the second half.
Fires in the Tank, who hesitates, then shoots it and hits. Back to a tie game.
I don't know how much help you need to put on the point guard in the post, but Tank able to take advantage and tie this game up.
Pick and roll. Derek's mid-range is good.
Former teammates obviously very familiar with each other's game. Derek with a tough mid-range jumper off the nice find from Doug.
Crowd is into it as ever. Little will fire from 3, short. Chance for the Dreamers.
Little Lou's gotten stuck with some poor shots at the end of the shot clock.
Braun forces the miss and got the rebound. Here come the Steelers. Jerry slips to the basket and finishes.
Perfect pass right there from Tank, the reigning player of the week, to Jerry. And a nice connection from the big man.
Side to side as Kenny fires it to the basket. No. Captain Lou bats it right back to a Dreamer.
But again, look at where this offense is starting out for the Dreamers. Again, closer to half court than the 3-point line.
Boyd will try from deep. No. And Captain Lou there for the board. We're tied at 76. Once again, Gary having his pass deflected. Boyd, one man to beat, getting the foul out of Tank.
Yeah, good hard foul in transition, but that time we saw, I don't think Jerry's very used to getting doubled in the post. That time with no cutters there to bail him out, turning the ball over.
The Dreamers called timeout, trying to get a breather. We got 5:55 left in this one. searching for the league schedule easier, now toggle all games and upcoming games. Visit pleagueofficial.com. One game tonight, it will be the Kaohsiung Pilots against the Taipei Fubon Braves. Some say the Taichung Intercontinental Basketball Stadium has a feel of a nightclub. Definitely do all they can to keep the volume high.
We mentioned earlier this home crowd for the Dreamers in both seasons here for the P-League. They've shown up for every game, and it's definitely good to see them. I'd say they're probably a higher rate than that 80.4% we showed earlier in the broadcast.
It'll be Boyd. It's the first free throw. So far in the season, the Dreamers have sold out every single home game.
That is higher than 80.4%.
I thought we had a thing where we wanted to avoid math all the time.
That one I can do. Although I'm missing our Chinese lesson for today, Ryan.
We're still looking for the curriculum. Tank hands it off to Braun. Stopped by Derek. His long arm causing a turnover.
We've seen the Dreamers big do this all game, just moving their feet, active hands. Great job poking the ball away there. Derek, much more increased role over the past few games. Kind of feels a little bit like he did last season.
Back door, and Braun got in the way of Boyd, out of bounds.
Yeah, good anticipation by Braun there, anticipating the slip. And now it's Anthony Tucker on the court.
He's got 20 points so far. Gary to the basket. Boyd blocked the shot. Tank saves it. Now Captain Liu fires it out of bounds. Gary cannot get both hands on it.
Trying to do a little bit too much there. A little too much on that pass. And the Steelers have been in this position a lot this season. After getting blown out in the first couple of games, they've been very competitive. But as we've mentioned, young teams in close games, sometimes that execution's not there, that shot making's not there, that defensive communication's not there. So another chance to get a victory for this expansion team on the road. We'll see how they do in these last 5 minutes and 8 seconds.
5 minutes to go. Dreamers up by 2. Doug takes a quick 3 and nails it.
Talk about that veteran leadership. Doug, one of the older players in the league. Not worried if it's the fourth quarter, the first quarter. Shot maker.
Now the answer. Quick bucket by Anthony Tucker.
Now we had Allen Iverson sighting there, Ryan.
Double comes for Boyd. They swing it around Derek. Caught traveling on the pump fake.
And that's one of those ones where it looks so awkward that the refs are forced to make the call regardless whether it is a travel or not. Derek, as we see Doug with that ghost screen, easy shot. Quick celebration.
Captain Liu from the corner overshoots it.
Can't ask for a better shot. Just not able to get it to go down.
The inbound pass was intercepted. Tucker dribbling against Doug. Now Tank driving, passing a little loop, leaving the shot out. As Boyd holding his nose after getting hit.
We've seen Little Lou struggle to finish at the rim.
Kenny finding space, and he found it. Lays it in for two.
Just great patience, great ball handling. They're able to wait out the defense as Tank recovers to his own.
And with a little on little screen as Boyd and Derek high up Tucker. To the other side, Jerry, B3, no. Clock didn't reset, but Captain Lou was there for the putback.
Yeah, everybody kind of heard the whistle and just froze. Captain Lou able to get the putback down.
Calvin hesitates, now going to the hoop. Ball out of bounds. Foot on the line was Captain Lou. Almost a good defensive possession.
Good initial stop after Tank got caught on the mismatch. Just not able to secure that defensive rebound.
Achi's checked into the game, will be inbounding. Little stoppage as get a look at the floor. Finally get it in. Two Dreamers in the neighborhood and almost a turnover. Boyd going left, deflected, and now Steelers with a chance on the break. Jerry to the basket, finishes. Back to a one-point game.
And again, turnovers. Just a lot of dribbling in the half court, and these Steelers going all out for those steals.
Achi off the screen, Kenny to the top for Doug, left alone, and another three.
Once again, these Steelers getting caught, not communicating off the ball, and Doug making them pay.
Anthony Tucker shaking and baking for his own three, battling out. Now the Dreamers will slow it down. Less than 100 seconds left in the game. Walko. Back to Doug. Another three. This time is out. Steelers getting organized. Little Lou's three is another miss.
Little Lou really struggled today. He had the opportunities, had the open shots, just not able to get him down today.
Achi just beating the 8-second over the timeline violation. Now to Boyd, he nails the three. Maybe putting this one away. It is a Dreamers 7-point lead, 45 seconds left. And after being so active with turnovers, now the Steelers kind of flat-footed, leaving some Dreamers open threes.
And that's what we said, when these Dreamers hit their threes, they are so tough to beat. We've seen them do it in the fourth quarter here with three makes right here in the last couple minutes, pulling away from this young Steelers team. Again, that shows maturity. That shows veteran leadership for these Dreamers.
Now, Doug with 11 points, double digits. As we look at previously, we saw reverse screen, 2 of 3. Now somehow left alone up top. As the Steelers losing him in defense. And now Boyd tapping it off with a three from the top in the pick and roll.
We've really seen it all from the Dreamers today. As we said earlier, just veteran leadership in the fourth quarter. Doug not doing too much the first 3 quarters, but as we see here, averaging 4 points in the fourth quarter, exceeding his total from the previous 3 quarters. So did it again today. And again, you really got to give that front office credit for bringing in another player that Coach Julius can use out here on the court and really make a huge difference this season.
In the Plus League, the average fourth quarter scoring is 20.9. The Dreamers get almost 16 of those points from their domestic players. Well, out of the timeout, it's Gary, Captain Lou, Tank, Tucker, and Little Lou. Captain Lou will be fading three-pointer. Clanks it out, and the Steelers left to foul.
Good job by Doug with that rear view contest. Able to get a hand up. And the Steelers still with only 3 fouls. You have to make a couple fouls before they can even put the Dreamers at the line.
I was going to say earlier in the quarter, but I didn't want to jinx it, that there was very few fouls. Now become a big defensive challenge. Little Lou commits it quickly.
Once again this season, we see the Steelers doing a good job. Down by 16 at the half, coming back to tie it up, but just in the last couple minutes, regardless whether it's execution or shot making or defensive communication, just really having a tough time closing these games out right now.
It's not like they've shot the basketball poorly like they have done in the regular season. Kept turnovers under control, and in fact, only down by 2 in the rebounding department. But I guess the pace of the game for the Steelers, good when they're going fast, but when they slowed it down, the Dreamers exposed them in the half court.
We've said it numerous times on this broadcast, just that half-court defense by the Dreamers, the communication, the physicality, the ability to not overreact to mismatches, and right there, the ability to get offensive rebounds. And again, just giving them a chance to win any game.
Good effort by Walko, but in his hurriedness, turns it over. Tucker, swarmed by the defense. Little Lou, jumped by Gilbeck. Tank, side dribbles and fires a 3 to the left. Time winding down, that'll be the end of the game. Dreamers will come away on their second home weekend with the home sweep. Facing a number of former Dreamers, they win it 89-82. Stick around for later in the evening. The Braves will take on the Pilots. And their teammate Usongwei showing some love to Tank. Stick around, folks, for the post-game coverage. We'll have a player interview in this one. But Coach Ben, you kind of wrapped it up as before the buzzer went down. Steelers found that effort and found that defensive intensity. In the end, it wasn't enough because the Dreamers also have their experience and their team chemistry building up.
We saw there's a reason that these Dreamers are in first place, and there's a reason that these Steelers are in last place. Again, both teams kind of showed how they are right there in the fourth quarter, with the Dreamers just being more solid.
We'll go to a break. Back after this. English broadcast from week 7 here in the Plus League. The Dreamers able to sweep the home weekend on the second day, defeating the Kaohsiung Steelers, fending off their comeback, tying the game a number of times. Standing by is Doug Creighton, the player interviewed.
我觉得第4节我们可能
strategy.
因为领先还蛮多，就有点松懈，就没有做好防守，让
Doug
他们
saying,
追回来。
admitting that the
那
Dreamers
我相信第4节的
relaxed
时
a
候，我们
little
就
bit
更
too
专注
much
的话，
and
可以
allowed the
打出
Steelers
一个
back
好
in the
好看的
game.
比赛。对啊。
Now asked about his scoring prowess in the 4th quarter. Maybe a
就
reduced
教练有跟
role,
我
but
说，我可能
increased
前面
importance.
会打比较少，然后主要是打下半场跟第4节，因为可能在球场就是我经验比较多一点，然后可以带年轻人去就是打
That
打得比较顺
strategy, trying to play him more in the second half and in the 4th. Now asked about matching up with
绝对不给他投，
Captain
绝对
Lou
不给他投。
and a
知道，我知
familiar
道他的
play
投
that
三
they
分，我只好
used
扑
in
出去
the。Yulong Dragons. So Doug laughing that he'll definitely cover that up on the defensive end.
谢谢。
Thanks for Doug Creighton joining our post-game coverage. But just like Captain Liu, a longtime mainstay of Taiwan basketball and a guy who's made his way over to the Plus League, the great fanfare. There is our next game matchup. No English broadcast, but you can still watch more Plus League coming up on YouTube or Momo TV FTV. Taoyuan Pilots taking on the Taipei Flamboyants for the first time this season. Go back to our Mandarin broadcast colleagues, Wang Boling and James Daijining. I'm Ryan Chen on behalf of Coach Metcalf, those in the league, and the team representatives. Thank you for watching the broadcast. Something I've noticed, Coach, is that for the last 3 weeks, there's been 4 teams in within 1 game of the first place. Even though it's a 4-team playoffs in the end, there's still a lot to play for in terms of seeding through the process of our regular season.
And this is going to be such a season full of ups and downs with imports coming in late, new coaches, new teams, new players. So again, still earlier in the season. Again, even these Steelers are showing the ability to compete in all their games, and they're definitely still going to have an opportunity to make this playoff.
Are there any positive takeaways on the Steelers side? They ended up not shooting well down the stretch, but they were able to get the game tied up in the 4th quarter after being down as much as 16.
Yeah, and anytime you can get a young team to come back from 16 and tie the game and have a chance to win in the last 2 minutes, that's always a positive. Just got to kind of get over the hump for this Steelers squad.
That's it for us. We're signing off from now. We'll see you in the next one.